Next up, we've got our phone list, and as you can see there, so we don't have any phones that are currently connected, and connecting a phone is very straightforward. So we're going to start off on the iPhone side of things, and very straightforward. And one of the cool things is that this system, it's wireless Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, but we'll get to that one in a second. Firstly, all we're going to do on our phone, just make sure that Bluetooth is turned on, and we're going to go add phone.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
And we're just following the directions there, so we're just waiting for, there we go, Mach E to show up.
Confirm that the PIN displayed on sync matches the PIN displayed on your device.
PIN numbers match up, which is great. Do we want to allow our contacts and favorites to sync up? Yes, so we can either allow or say no. I'm just going to hit no for now. And
for your safety,
we're connected.
Please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Perfect. So we're fully connected right now. So do I want to use CarPlay with the Mach E? So we can set it up right now if we want to, which, I mean, if you're a fan of using CarPlay, that's amazing. But we're going to get to this screen for a second first. We have our 911 assist. Always recommend turning that one on. And the big reason why, you can see it here. So if you're involved in a significant crash, your vehicle's automatically going to dial 911 for you as long as you're connected over Bluetooth. Now, one of the great things is that if your phone hasn't reconnected, as long as your Bluetooth on your phone is turned on, if you're in that accident, the vehicle will still attempt to reconnect to your previous device, which is amazing. But we're going to make sure that's connected and just hit finish there, and we're connected. Now, do we want to use CarPlay with the Mach E? Yes, we're going to use CarPlay there. And support, so we'll have to either enable or disable, so we're going to enable. Connecting to CarPlay should take a few seconds there. 5, 4, 3, 2, boom. All right, so we're connected to my phone. And as you can see there, we've got my recents, contacts, we've got my keypad there. And that's going to be, well, it's not Apple CarPlay, I should say. It's just going to be our base phone there. And then along the very bottom, we press this little icon, and that's going to get us to our base screen. We can press there again in order to actually get into Apple CarPlay. So we can kind of swipe across screens if we want to that way, left versus right side. Along the main part of Apple CarPlay, we've got our Waze app, so we can just kind of click in there if you want to jump into Waze. Super responsive, which is great. You can search for addresses, you've got your favorites, and then you can also use our voice as well instead if we want to. And then we can swipe across, we can search our phone. We've got Apple Maps, we've got Google Maps, and we've got Waze that can all get used through this middle screen. Now, we can't go complete full screen, but if we press the button along the top right-hand side, that's going to extend it down a little bit, which gives us a little bit more of a fuller screen experience. But if we click on Waze, like big, beautiful map application, this is amazing. Obviously, we can't take up the full screen real estate, but it takes up quite a little bit of space, which is very nice. We can press the collapse button there to get back down, and press this button to jump into the main screen here again. But there are a series of great apps that are available. As you can see there, we've got our podcast, we can easily search, we can look at our library, and a number of other things. So if we want to go through a few different options there, we can press back to our main one. We've got our audiobooks and a few other things. Now, one of the great things about the Apple CarPlay side of things is that if we go to our general settings, we go to CarPlay, we go to our vehicle, we can forget the car if we want to, we can disable CarPlay, or we can customize the launcher. So let's say if you listen to your podcast more, watch this. Okay, so if you prefer podcasts, boom, we can move that to the front. Audiobooks, boom, we can also move that to the front as well. So you've got quite a few options. It's interesting now, looking how we can go full screen when we're not. You can see that the icons are spaced out nicely versus it's kind of squished like a teeny little bit there. It still does look very nice on this screen though. Nice high resolution. I think it looks fantastic. But you've got the option to easily do that, so you can adjust out our icons as necessary. We just do a press and hold on the hamburger icon, move it up and down as we'd like. We can also completely remove things, so we remove our calendar, and that's gotten rid of it completely. It is saved along the very bottom, so we can add it back in if we want to, or we can just do reset in order to reset this whole thing and bring us back to our factory defaults instead. So we look inside, as you can see, it's brought us back and reset everything for us. So if you've customized it too much, you've got that option, but that's the basics of using Android Auto or Apple CarPlay inside of this. And as you can see there, it's very, very straightforward to be able to do it. We can press this button along the very top, which brings us back to our main phone list. So we can add in another phone, or if we want to, we can disable CarPlay. We can look at my phone settings, which we can't really see too many of them right now, but if we connect to Bluetooth again, so we're going to disconnect to CarPlay temporarily. Watch this. All right, and we're connected over Bluetooth again. We can see along the very top-hand side, and we've got this message that comes up just because I didn't give access to the vehicle to download my contacts and call lists. But we hop inside there, we've got my phone settings now, and we've got a series of other options. So we can manage contacts, so we can sort contacts by name, we can re-download as well if we want to. And back up from there, we've got our ringtones. So if we want to use unique ringtones, we've also got options for messaging, or we can completely remove the phone if we want to. I'm not going to do that one because I want to show you what happens if we've got multiple phones connected, but that's the process in order to set up Apple CarPlay inside of this vehicle. All right, now setting up an Android device is the exact same process. So on our phone, all we're going to do is just jump into Bluetooth, and we're just going to hit Add Phone on the vehicle.
Search for your vehicle on your device and select it once it is found.
Perfect, so we're going to connect. Hey, do we want to allow contacts? We're going to skip that for now. Same thing with messages, we're going to skip.
For your safety, please stay alert to changing road conditions and use Sync's voice-activated features while your vehicle is in motion.
Okay, so as you saw there, very easy in order to be able to connect. Then we can either enable or disable Android Auto, I should say. So we're going to enable there. I love how easy this is. It's so good. A few seconds in, we just have to continue. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, we are fully connected there. So we've got our settings that are available. So we've got all of our basic settings there. We've got our available route options. So if we want to avoid motorways, toll roads, ferries, so many things. We've got our little icon along the top, which is going to bring us back into this main setting. We can swipe up to get rid of that. And then we've got a series of options along the bottom tray. So we've got our music, notifications, or our Google Assistant. I didn't mention it on the Apple side, but even on this one, we could push this in order to be able to get into our Google Assistant. Or we can also press the voice command prompt on the steering wheel. So we just do a press and hold in order to launch into our assistant that way. So that's the same on the Google and on the Apple side of things, which is amazing. Well, I should say technically Android in the iPhone side of things. But series of options available. We can jump into our music along the very bottom there. We can press this button in order to jump into this main screen. Now, one thing, this phone does have Waze installed, but as you can see there, we currently don't have support for Waze on the Sync 4 system inside of the Mach E. Hopefully, and like fingers crossed it comes soon, it's just not available as an option just yet, but we still do have our Google Maps there as an option, and we also can always rely on our factory navigation. Now, we do have some flexibility, like we've got the option of customizing this screen if we want to a degree, because we don't have the same amount of options that we do on the Apple side of things, but we have a little bit of flexibility with Android Auto. All we have to do on our phone is search for Android Auto. So if we go into our search bar there, we're just going to search for Android Auto. We're going to go into our settings, and we can see what car we're currently connected to. We've also got the option of customizing the launcher. Now, customizing the launcher is easy, so all we do is just do a press and hold, and we can drag and drop. But as you can see there, it's not going to restart. We actually have to restart Android Auto in order for the changes to take into effect there. So we have to shut it down on both the phone and the vehicle in order for it to work. But we still have the flexibility of customizing it if we want to. We've got our Google Voice detection there as well. We've got our day-nighttime mode for maps. We can disable weather. We've got our Google Assistant there. We can also disable wireless Android Auto if we want to. So we've got quite a few different options that are available. Now, like I said, not every app is going to work through this screen. So this phone has a few other apps installed, and as you can see there, we are limited. Now, there are full lists that are available for the Android and the iPhone side of things, so what apps are compatible. Check down below in the description in order to see the full list of apps that are available. But like I said, we still do have quite a few options available. If we press the button along the very top, we've got the Galaxy and then the iPhone. So if we move through here, let's connect to Bluetooth for a second. So we're going to disconnect from Android Auto. I'll show you why. So we're connected again. We've got settings now, and we've got a series of options very similar to what we saw on the iPhone side, with the exception now of this. So we've got our favorite device. So if you've got multiple phones connected, we do have the option of setting this up as the favorite device. And one of the big benefits there, so whatever one is the favorite, if both phones are in the vehicle with our Bluetooth turned on, it's who's going to get connection priority. And that's whoever we have set up as our favorite along our devices there. So we do have a few different options that are available, just a matter of personal preference. Deleting a phone is also very straightforward. So if we go into our phone settings there, we can remove phone. Yes, that's remove the iPhone there. And then Galaxy, same idea. So we're going to go Galaxy settings, remove Galaxy. Yes, 3, 2, 1, and we are fully disconnected. And it's that simple being able to set up an Android and iPhone device inside of this vehicle.